We have all seen the Diddy allegations, from over 4 different women accusing him of rape to rumors of him trafficking children to his house. In this video, we're going to be examining what P. Diddy has been accused of and how many years he could face if found guilty. And Puffy, if you somehow stumble across this video, I would advise you to hire Saul Goodman as your lawyer, because ain't no way you're beating this case. With victim number 1, which is surprisingly P. Diddy's ex-girlfriend and famous R&B singer Cassie Ventura. The two have known each other for almost 2 decades, when Cassie was only 19 years old and Diddy was 37. They started off as co-workers since in 2005, she was signed to Puff Daddy's record label, Bad Boy Records. It wasn't until 2007 that the pair would start dating after he aggressively pursued her according to her lawsuit against him. But it took them 5 years in 2012 for them to publicly reveal their relationship. And they were rumored to have gotten engaged in 2014 before breaking up in 2015. They soon reunited later in 2015, but reportedly broke apart again in 2016 after a heated argument in which Cassie's mother complained to the police, who wrote a domestic incident report. Cassie and Combs finally broke up for good in 2018, and she confirmed it in October of that year when her team told the media they are indeed no longer together and haven't been for months. Then, in November of 2023, Cassie Ventura filed an explosive federal lawsuit against her former partner, Sean Diddy Combs, claiming he had been physically and sexually abusive throughout their relationship. And the things written in this lawsuit are wild. She claims that not long after she met him in 2005, when she was only 19, she was forced to have sexual intercourse with other men while Diddy recorded it, and she was abused, controlled, and drugged by him. And Diddy allegedly put his hands on her. Since one time in 2009, the couple were in LA when all of a sudden, Diddy became enraged at Cassie for talking to another talent agent. He pushed her into a car and kicked her repeatedly in the face, making her bleed. But for some reason, the lawsuit was settled one day after it was filed, which made people believe that Diddy paid Cassie to stay quiet. Cassie may have stayed quiet, but the second victim didn't second-guess filing a lawsuit against the mogul. Victim number 2. Gina Huyn. Unlike Cassie Ventura, Gina Huyn and Diddy were never openly dating, but that didn't stop Diddy from being a bad boyfriend. They met each other in February 2014 and started dating shortly after, and their relationship lasted for around 5 years, with them breaking up in 2019. She was actually the first former partner to file a lawsuit against P. Diddy in 2019, the same year they broke up. She then appeared in an exclusive interview with Unwind with Tasha K, in which she discussed what it was like to date him.
Now, when we spoke the other night, you said that things had gotten so serious that you became pregnant. Not once, but twice, correct?
Yes.
Okay. When was the first time you became pregnant with Diddy's child?
The first time was October 2014.
Okay. So this was like, what, a year after?
No, not a year, but because I met him in February and then I got pregnant in October.
Oh, so the same year.
The same year.
Okay. And you mind telling me what happened with that pregnancy?
I told him, and he was like, you're going to get an abortion, right? And then I was like, I don't know. I don't know yet. And then he offered me $50,000 to get rid of it, but I turned it down because I just loved him, and I was like trying to prove that I wasn't the girl that wanted him for money.
Okay.
I just care about him, and I just wanted him to be nice to me. That's it. I was like, I don't want your money. I just want you to be nice to me.
Whether you decide to keep the baby or not.
Mm-hmm.
So would it be fair to say that he was an asshole about it? I mean, offering somebody $50,000 to abort a baby, whew, he must really want it gone bad.
I mean, in the beginning, like the first 3.5 years, he was, I mean, like the first 3-4 months, he was really nice. But then after that, he started being an asshole. So like I say, like the first 3.5 years, he was like mean to me.
So when you say mean, describe it.
He was abusive. He was like always belittling me and always like, he was like mentally, emotionally, and physically abusing me.
Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the first time we've heard that.
Mm-hmm. And at one point, like I was breaking out really bad with acne, and he would be like, he said this a few times to me. He was like, "Baby, why don't you go see a doctor or something? I don't date women with bumps on their face."
Oh.
Yeah, he would say that to me. Mm-hmm. He would like call me names like, he would call me a hoe every single day.
A hoe?
Yeah.
When did the physical abuse start?
The first time it ever happened, which was not even like that long into the relationship, because I met him in February, and then it was probably like the beginning of May, because we were at Meek's Mill's birthday.
Okay.
He had like a mansion party, and we went, but while we were there, I was sitting here, and then Puff, and then Meek, but I was like covered with like a stand or something, like probably says like "Happy Birthday Meek" or something like that, but it's like a little stand that like was covering me, because there was like a lot of cameras and stuff there. So it was like me, Puff, and Meek. Puff had like leaned forward to like talk to somebody, say hi or whatever. And so I turned over to Meek and I said, "Happy birthday." He put his hand out and then he was like, "Thank you." So I reached his hand and shook it. And as I shook Meek's hand, he turned around and saw it, and he got so mad.
Wow.
And then we probably like stayed like 20 minutes after that happened. And then when we got in the car, he like grabbed my hair. We were in the one of those Escalade trucks.
Okay.
So I was sitting on this side, he was on the other side, and he like grabbed my hair and like cussed me out for doing that. He was like, "Why the fuck can I cuss?"
Yeah.
Oh, he was like, "Why the fuck you shaking his hand for?" Like just saying stuff like that.
It was
I
just
was
like
like
a jealous rage.
Yeah, I was like, I was just saying happy birthday, nothing else. I think he thought I was trying to be sneaky behind his back, because I like reached over when he like leaned forward to talk to somebody else. So he thought I was trying to be sneaky.
And you were how old at this time?
I was 22 probably.
Wow.
Damn, Diddy must have been mad at his boyfriend for shaking his hand with another girl, because pulling her hair, fighting, and making her nose bleed are only some of the horrific things Diddy did to her.
Besides the first time where you said it was like at Meek's party and he grabbed your hair and stuff like that, like, can you name a few more instances?
The other time was he had caught me texting another man. We was in Miami, and it got really crazy that time. We was upstairs, and he had like, we were in his closet, and he like pushed me and I fell to the ground, and then he like stood over me. So I was like laying on my back, and he stood over me, and he started like punching me like this. Like he avoided my face, but he like started punching me like on the side of my head, and I was just like covering my face. And he did that, and then after he got done doing that, he like, because he was standing, his legs were like in between me, so he stomped on my stomach like really hard, and I like took the wind out of my breath. I couldn't breathe, and he kept hitting me, and I was like pleading to him like, can you stop? I can't breathe. And he like stopped for a little bit. He like grabbed my hair from the back and like was like punching the back of my head. because he was just avoiding my face when he was like hitting me.
Their relationship was getting so out of hand that he even hit her in front of her daughter.
He's hit me in front of her once.
Oh, shit. He hit you in front of your child.
Mm-hmm.
He has daughters. Like, why? That type of karma is real. You know, they may not be able to see daddy doing it, but they'll be able to feel it.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell, you know. And let me ask you something. When you said that he hit you in front of your daughter, how did she react?
She was 3 at the time, and so when it was over, we went downstairs because we were at his house. So we went downstairs, and she's like, she calls him Poppy, and she's like, Poppy hit you? And she said that in front of one of the house manager, and she heard it, and I think someone, like, I'm sure someone said something to him because that was the only time that ever happened.
Domestic abuse could get you 5 to 10 years in prison. We're only at victim number 2, and he is already facing a lot of years behind bars. I can't show you the entire interview, but I'd recommend you watch it if you'd like to hear more about her. But she isn't the only victim who claims to have been assaulted by Diddy. Victim number 3. On November 23rd, 2023, a couple of days after Cassie filed a lawsuit against Diddy, another woman named Liza Gardner filed a lawsuit against him, in which she also claims that he assaulted her. But her story is a bit more interesting. See, she claims that her bad encounter with Diddy happened in 1990, when the victim was only 17 years old. She was invited to a MCA Records event in New York. She went there with a friend thinking she would have a good time, but she didn't. At the party, she met famous singer and songwriter Aaron Hall, who was 26 at the time. After the party, she returned to Hall's apartment, where she was offered more drinks and was pressured into having with Diddy, which shocked and traumatized her. Victim number 4. On that very same day, another woman named Joy Dickerson Neal also filed a lawsuit against Diddy. She claims that she was drugged and raped by him. This all happened on January 3rd, 1991, when Joy and Diddy went on a date together at a Wells restaurant in Harlem. When she went to the restroom, she claims that Diddy spiked her drink. After leaving the restaurant, she asserts that he transported her to 2 others' locations, a recording studio and his home. It would be there that Puffy took advantage of her, and in addition to the sexual assault, Diddy participated in revenge against her because the footage was allegedly shared with his associates in the music industry. She says that the circulation of the video has been detrimental to her health, reputation, and professional opportunities. Victim number 5. Shortly after Joy Dickerson Neal filed her lawsuit, another woman spoke out. She claimed that when she was 17 years old, she was gang raped by 3 men. Diddy, a longtime business partner of Diddy named Harve Pierre, and a third unidentified man. According to Jane, she was trafficked across state lines and plied with copious amounts of drugs and alcohol. The took place in 2003 in Diddy's house recording studio when she was in high school, and Combs was 34 years old. The lawsuit also included several pictures of her on the night that she got raped, where in one of the pictures, she is seen sitting on Diddy's lap, which is pretty weird. This lawsuit would eventually be put on hold because she was forced to reveal her identity, which she still hasn't done. But Diddy didn't only mess with women, because in February of 2024, one of Diddy's former producer and videographer, whose name is Lil Rod, filed a federal lawsuit against Mr. Combs, and he sought after $30 million in restitution. In the lengthy file, Lil Rod claims that he was sexually assaulted, allegedly forced by Combs to engage in acts, made to solicit workers, drugged, humiliated, and says he was repeatedly groped on his anus and genitals while Diddy watched it happen. Jones also claims he is being cheated out of over $50,000 for his work on Combs's album. And, among his many allegations and accounts of troubling situations, the filing also states that his life has been detrimentally impacted ever since he traveled with Combs back and forth to the mogul's homes in Los Angeles, New York, Florida, and to his yacht in the U.S. Virgin Islands while under an implied work agreement. The mogul has also threatened the producer for more than a year, he says. Not only was Lil Rod getting sexually assaulted, he was also not getting paid the right amount of money, if not any money. Because he even went as far as to start a GoFundMe so that he can at least get some money while waiting on Diddy to pay him back. So now that we have discussed who the victims are, why they are filing lawsuits, and what they've been going through, we are now going to calculate how many years Diddy will receive if found guilty, of course. So Puff Daddy, aka P. Diddy, aka Puffy, whose real name is Sean Love Combs, has been accused of 5 counts of rape, 5 counts of aggravated sexual assault, 5 counts of domestic violence, 1 count of human trafficking, 1 count of wage theft, 1 count of trafficking, and 1 count of revenge, which could get him up to 2 life sentences, 56 years of prison, and a $1,501,000 fine. If you enjoyed watching this video, hitting the subscribe button would mean a lot to me, since I'm aiming to get 1,000 subscribers before the beginning of summer.